Hi there, YouTube. I've been looking around at a bunch of your different videos, and I've been kind of fixated on the ones dealing with, you know, rationality, logic against things that tend to clash against it. For instance, but not only creationism, conspiracy theories, whole plethora of other things. And what I've seen is a lot of the people in the comments seem to, well, ignore logic or use logical fallacies and say that it's logic. Well, it's not. And I've also seen a lot of tendency to react violently, at least comment. That's the best way I can describe it. When someone declares their stance on something. Now, I know people probably won't really care, but I've been wanting to hear other people's arguments against this. I consider myself to be an atheist, secularist, agnostic. Yes, all three of those things are not mutually exclusive. They all describe completely different things. Let me specify my atheism. I lack the belief in gods. I don't believe positively that there are no gods, nor do I believe that there are. I haven't been shown enough evidence to give me a stance either way. Just as simple as that. That explains my stance on that issue. I also consider myself to be secularist, as in, I think the existence of a god, the nature of fate, things like that, shouldn't have any bearing on law and official proceedings. For instance, I think intelligent design shouldn't be published in science textbooks. Now, before you explode, I'm saying that because it hasn't been verified. It's not a theory as many assume it is. It's a hypothesis. One that doesn't have significant grounding, doesn't meet standards of evidence, well, at least as far as I've seen, and doesn't make predictions. Therefore, it's not a theory. It's just an idea. A hypothesis. I'll give you that. Although, in my opinion, it's a poor one. And that's my opinion. And I'm also agnostic, which means I don't think we can know if there is or isn't. It's just, well, as many describe God or gods, and that's a false dichotomy, God or no God. There can also be multiple gods, supreme gods, but if to get into all that would make this video way too long. So, I think that we can't know anything about God yet. At least with current technology. And as far as I can see technology going within my lifetime, I don't think we'll be able to. Because for most description, gods exist outside of our universe. And as far as we know, we're constrained to our universe. I would love to be proven wrong in that. I would very much love to be proven wrong in that. Parallel worlds would be awesome. But as for now, we can't. So we can't know. So I say, I don't know. I don't think we can know. And whether we know or not doesn't really matter when it comes to official proceedings, like law, education, rights. Unlike what most people say, secularism doesn't mean to get rid of religion. I want official proceedings, like laws, education. I know I've been going on about that, but that's the biggest, things I can think of at the moment. to be separate from religion. As such, blasphemy shouldn't be punishable. Like that little girl who might be executed in I can't remember the country. It's a Middle Eastern one. I know that's generalizing. Shut up. But I can't remember it. But either way, blasphemy, apostasy shouldn't be a crime. Because if you take into account all possible religions, ones that have come and gone, ones that are still here, ones that will be, ones that will never be, but could be, ones that we would never imagine, thus cannot be, but are also equally valid in the sense that you're talking about. For that equals to roughly infinite. Roughly. I'm not certain on that, the exact number, but I think reaches close to infinity. So, for every action that a certain religion would, uphold, praise, reward, another one will punish, simply with eternal damnation. So, if we were to be using blasphemy as a law, you'd have to single out a single religion. A single one. One of infinite. And say that that religion should be what you base your laws on. And I think that's ridiculous. Now, when I say I don't think you can know whether one is true or not, and me saying that I don't know if a God exists, doesn't mean that I can't rule out impossibilities due to logical contradictions. Like what I've seen in Qualia Soup, Theremin Trees videos, where they have brought in contradictions such as omniscience and fully omniscience, because if you know everything you will do. Thus, you knowing it affects what you do, and it's a paradox. And another thing, omnipotence and omniscience. They clash because, well, if you know everything that you're going to do, you don't have power to do anything else. That means that you're omnipotent. Omnipotent. Pronunciation of that. But either way, if you're omniscient, you can't be omnipotent. And if you're omnipotent, that means that you don't know what you will do. Because if you knew what you would do, then you don't have the choice to do anything else. And not being able to do something contradicts omnipotence. So these things go around in paradoxes. I'm talking about the God of the Bible. I can't recall if I specified that. But just so you know, before you explode. As I know many commenters don't. So, yeah. I don't think the God of the Bible exists. In fact, I know the God of the Bible doesn't exist. This is logically impossible. Another reference from a Qualia Soup video. Say you are in a giant building, and in the building is said to have a box. You ask what's inside the box. You can come up with countless things that are inside the box, but you can't verify that any of them are true. You can't know, because it's outside of what you can observe. However, you can rule out things like, well, one of his examples, A bed made out of sleep. Logically impossible. The Amazon River. Because if you know it's inside the building can't contain the Amazon River. You can't say your universe. Because that would create an infinite loop of your universe being inside the box, which is inside your universe, which... Until we find a TARDIS, that can't quite happen. You don't care. Yeah. By that, you can rule out logical impossibilities. Biblical God, at least with the Christian Bible, I should specify. Well, Christian, Judeo-Christian, Judeo-Catholic Christian, all of those type things. Yes. Have their gods, logically impossible. So I rule them out. Could there be a consciousness watching us? Sure. Don't know. As far as we can't know. So we have more things to dedicate our time to, other than looking for things we can't find. So, from my position, many people say, "Oh, you should just provide the evidence to change my opinion," and don't specify. I will specify. To convince me, you need to provide a working divine theory, which is testable, which means that we can directly test it, control the variables, that is falsifiable, as in the result determines either way, not heads I win, tails you lose, and verifiable, something that's repeatable, so we can make sure. I don't know what that is, I don't know what it looks like, but that's your job. Good luck, and I am looking forward to hearing the responses and responding to them. As for now, goodbye.